Hello everybody, I hope you are well. One of my favourite breakfast cereals, which I don't think I've ever really shared with you, is the bog standard cornflakes. You know, you get your bowl, you pour your cornflakes in, you drench it in milk. I like to add a little bit of sugar, and then you munch away. Oh. Now, of course, you go into a supermarket and you get a whole host of different types of cornflakes, and they do vary in quality. I've got the basic ones. I don't know what these are. The classic cock ones. Yeah, I mean, this is not a sponsored video, but Relogs are my favourite cornflakes to normally have. For me, there is legitimately a difference. Some of the real basic ones taste like card. So yesterday, cha-ching, look at this tweet. Look at you. Beautiful thing. I just had this thing where I wanted to do some homemade cornflakes, and basically, rather than it being a personal project, you guys actually wanted to see me do it, which I think is brilliant because that's a video for me, and actually I genuinely want to do it. So I found 3 cornflake recipes with varying styles and things like that, which we're going to try and do right now. The first one we're going to do is actually involving frying tortillas. Now these are corn tortillas. You get flour ones, wheat ones, all that stuff. And I've actually made homemade corn tortillas before. So the actual flavoring and all that should already be in your tortilla. We're just frying it. Oh yeah, that's perfect. And apparently we could do several at a time. Now, I think 2 will be fine. Okay, so it's gonna be a layer enough to cover the base of the pan, obviously, and then go up a little bit. And apparently the important thing is to not warm them up too much because they'll burn very quickly. I'm gonna just dunk these in like so while the oil is still okay. Just give that a little bit of a prod so that it's all fully submerged and soaked. So I'm gonna let that warm up. And over here I've just got some kitchen towel so that once they are fried, just like any other thing, you try and drain it off. My cornflakes have gone soggy while I'm waiting. So these better be good. Oh, we've got puffage. And some gentle sizzling. I am liking this. So I'm turning the flame right down to a low. So we really are frying these slowly. You can see we've got a lovely, out of nowhere, golden colour on this now. We'll keep pushing on a little longer, but I'm thinking on the outer edge there, that's really the colour we're after. Oh dear. Yeah, the one underneath is looking really well done. So we'll lift it out. Boom. Okay, so these are still a little bit hot, but you can see the variant of colour. This is the one that was underneath it. Look at that. So I would suggest that we're going to go with just this one. It's got a nice shade to it, and just maybe do one at a time. Or just put more oil in it. To be fair though, this probably does make an awesome frisbee. So, it did surprise me at first, but the next step, in fact the only step, is 2 ingredients, tortillas and salt. Salt Bay. Yeah, we let them cool down. It's pretty much cool. We now bash them up into cornflake sized pieces. Not like into fine pieces, just rough. So there we go. That is my cornflakes there. Giving them a bit of a shake. We'll get them in there. That's pretty good though. Oh, I think I put too much salt on it. I mean, I'm eating a fried tortilla, so it's not bad at all. Conclusion, that is actually really tasty. The salt is easing off now. I think I might have just eaten a clump of salt. It's good. I would legitimately eat this for breakfast, but I don't know if it's that healthy. So the next ones are a little bit more complex. This one's going to involve baking the cornflakes, which I think is going to be my preferred method. So we need to line a baking tray. Yeah, that'll do. So we're going to make a batter in here using cornmeal. Basically this stuff, which is really good, and a lot of pizza places use it to help get the pizzas out of the ovens and on the peels and all that sort of stuff. It feels nice. We're going to add a tablespoon of sugar, a drop of vanilla extract, 180 mils of cold water, and some salt. So obviously Salt Bay again. If I can get it in the bowl. We just whisk this together. Should have got a bigger bowl. What we're trying to achieve is like a pancake batter texture. So I'm going to add water gradually as we go and keep whisking it through. Not going to add too much in because it'll absorb too quickly. So you want to sort of whisk as you go. You can see that sort of made a better effect, but you want to make sure it's all incorporated. Yeah, that'll do. All right, so I've greased this to make it be a bit more flatter now. The baking parchment was all like, ooh. So we're going to pour our batter into this. So all I'm going to do is push this out so it's very, very thin. Yeah, we kind of want it just like that. So it's just like semi-transparent. And I personally think I've got too much in there, so I'm going to take some out. It's a very strange sensation. I'm happy with that. We need to get a bit more cornmeal on there though. Apparently this is optional, but this will help give it a nice sort of crunchy edge. And just a little drop of water. And this time we do want it to be that sort of crumbly texture like this. And what we do is we take these crumbs and we just sprinkle them on the top. And apparently that will give it that sort of bumpy, crunchy, bubbly topping thing. It just feels like I'm sprinkling cheese on top of custard at the moment, but we're going to go for it. Okay, so it actually gets baked twice. So this is the first bake, which is a lot hotter. It's going to go in the middle shelf for approximately 10 minutes. All right, so, woo! Oh, we've got some crackage, but I don't mind. That's all right. And what we have to do now is leave it to cool, and I'll lower my oven to 120 degrees C or 100 degrees C fan. You're a fan. I'm a big fan of your work. Speaking of being big fans, just want to say a massive shout out to you, every single one of you, wherever you are in the world. In the last 28 days, we've had 35 million minutes watched and 4.4 million views. That is insane, and I massively appreciate it. And an extra special shout out to anyone that supports me on Patreon and soon to be YouTube memberships as well. It just, with cooking channels, affording the ingredients and things like that, it just helps give me a bit more stability. So massively appreciate it. All right, this tray is at room temperature. Look at the cracks, that is good. We actually want the cracks. We're gonna start tearing into it and making sort of little flake shapes like this, because we're gonna bake them again, but just really to control the color. We've got a lovely sort of bumpy surface, maybe a teeny bit more hardcore than normal cornflakes. Hardcore cornflakes, that's where we're going. Now, I know this might sound a little bit corny. It could even be terrible. But I'm actually really enjoying this process. This is quite therapeutic, and hopefully it will smell as good as it tastes, or taste as good as it smells. All right, so just like when you're baking chips in the oven on a tray, try to make sure as much as possible that they're not piled on top of each other. That looks fairly good. Back into the lowered temperature oven. And this might take a while just to get that color on it. We'll leave that going and make our final cornflake mix. Oh, I didn't get a Homer out. That's better, all right, mate? Only using to focus my camera, and as you can tell, half the time it's out of focus anyway. The last one, we are gonna make a dough. Let's do it. It's gonna be good dough. So, for this final one with the dough, we get a big old bowl, plain flour, whoa, cornmeal, a touch of oil, or about half a tablespoon, and salt. Obviously, there's a teeny bit of wet in there, the moisture of the oil, and I'm just getting flour everywhere. Now, out of all of the recipes, this one intrigues me the most, just because we're gonna lubricate it by using some honey water. I made that sound like there's something that you can get off the shelf, but no, it's literally just water mixed with a good old squirt of honey. That's probably some sort of like magical remedy for colds or something. It smells good. But yes, we pour it in here, mix it through. If you do make it too sticky, you can always add more flour and cornmeal in. Remember, cornmeal is not corn flour, okay? That white stuff that you use to thicken sauces here in the UK, that's what Americans call cornstarch. Just bring it together in here. You kind of got like a cornflake dough. All right, so for this step, we're gonna roll it out nice and thin, but to help me, I'm gonna get some baking parchment. Gonna lightly flour it. And I'm gonna take, yeah, like half the dough. So I'm just gonna help it a little bit. Get it to know each other. Right, so that's there like that. We're gonna roll out the cornflake dough. And I'm gonna have too much. It's gotta be like a really thin, corny tongue. Yep. Does it look all right? Yes, yes it does. Just a gentle reminder that obviously this is me doing it for the first time. I'm reading out the steps. I know it sounds like I'm saying this is what you do. I'm just confusing you with confidence. That's the best tip in life that I can ever give you, unless you're probably an electrician or something like that. Don't ever try and confuse someone with confidence. Yeah, of course I can rewire your house, it's fine. We can just sit this onto another baking tray and join it in the oven with the other ones that are just finishing off. In fact, when I say finishing off, they haven't changed colour at all, really. But it's got me thinking, like honey nut cornflakes. Do we like put more honey in? Do I like push nuts in now? If this works, maybe we'll revisit that, okay? And then we'll do Cocoa Pops and Rice Krispies and Weetos. Now then, folks, the good thing is that they finished at roughly the same time. This is the one that was done with the batter, okay? And over here, the last one that went in with the dough, the colour, it kind of made like a, well, like a biscuit. Look at the difference in that. I could push these a little bit more, but there are a couple that are darker than others, and I'm actually really excited for these ones. This one, meh. All right, so that's cornflakes. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to just snap them off like that. They made bread. That's not very good at all. Wow. Tastes good though, but no. I forgot to say, with any of these recipes, you can keep them in an airtight container for probably about a week. Yeah, I don't really have high hopes for this, so I think we'll try this now and get it out the way. I don't really like my cornflakes with flour on. Well, at least that's going to wash some of the flour off. They taste more like bran flakes than cornflakes. I think it's like the fact that there was more flour than corn actually in this. It's just kind of, it's made it nice actually, with a bit of sugar on there like I'd normally have. I'm just trying to get that basic taste. It's not bad by any means. I definitely prefer the fried one, but there is like an honesty about this one. It just feels fresh, so I do like that. Let's finish with my favourite one. So our final ones, look at the colour on these and the effect that extra cornmeal sprinkle on there has done. I love it. They feel nice and light. We've got them thin. Maybe would have got them a little thinner, could have possibly spread it out, but we did fill this pan really, really well. I've got high hopes for this one. I gotta be honest, if you look at that from a little bit of a squinty eye, like that does look like cornflakes. Look, there's some normal cornflakes in my hand. The colour, you can just about see it there, is very similar. It does say toasted flakes of corn. So these are baked. Could you say that's toasted? I guess, yeah. Just can have a couple. Mmm. Oh, there's a bit more of a crunch to it than a normal cornflake. But that flavour, this is going to sound really weird, maybe corny, but it tastes more corny. There's a crunch. There's like an innocence to it. Get my sugar. I like my sugar. Ooh. Mmm. Oh. It's the crunch. That's the only difference. Of the three, I actually, to be fair, the frying the tortillas was just insanely naughty and super sweet. I loved that, actually. A little bit of cinnamon there. Mwah! But this one is the one. And I think next time, I mean, if you try this, get that batter as thin as you can. Maybe some more water. Get it super sweet so you can just about see it. Because as it baked, it joined together anyway. So maybe you do want it semi-transparent in the tray. And you probably get that slightly lighter vibe of a proper cornflake. So there we go, just a little bit of fun, something I wanted to try out anyway, but you guys told me to do it, so I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to see some more homemade cereal attempts, do let me know, maybe Lucky Charms. Wow.
Check your level, player. No matter what your style, the kitchen's for me, someone's moustache, goatee, maybe all three.